Welcome to day 2 of this week for our poetry about animals. I have another poem to share with you today, and we're going to continue working on our own poems that we're writing about animals. Okay. The poem that I'm going to share with you today is called Fish by Mary Hoberman. The first time I'm just going to read this and I'm going to explain a lot of the words. Okay. Then the second time you're going to visualize with me. Look at them flit. Flit means to move really quickly and lightly, like this. Flit, flit, flit. Lickety split. That means really fast. Lickety split. Wiggling, squiggling. Wiggling and squiggling. Swerving, curving. Swerving means to change directions really fast. And curving, like a curved line. Hurrying, scurrying. Scurrying means kind of the same thing as hurrying. Chasing, racing. Whizzing, whisking. That still gives the same visual of the swerving around really fast, changing direction. Flying, frisking, tearing around. To tear around is a saying that means to just like go every which way and go crazy. So if I was tearing around this room, I might be running in circles around without stopping. With a leap and a bound. A bound is like the same thing as a leap. But none of them making the tiniest, 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 tiniest sound. Okay. Now that we know what some of the words mean, I would like you to close your eyes and visualize as I read this poem a second time. Here we go. Fish by Mary Hoberman. Look at them flit, lickety split, wiggling, squiggling, swerving, curving, hurrying, scurrying, chasing, racing, whizzing, whisking, flying, frisking, tearing around, with a leap and a bound, but none of them making the tiniest, 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 tiniest sound. Share with me what you visualized as I was reading that. You can also show me with your hands how fish move. In this next time that I read it, I'm going to use my pointer, and you can keep your eyes open, and I want you to think about the words that tell how the fish moves. Okay. Fish by Mary Hoberman. Look at them flit, lickety split, wiggling, squiggling, swerving, curving, hurrying, scurrying, chasing, racing, whizzing, whisking, flying, frisking, tearing around, with a leap and a bound, but none of them making the tiniest, 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 tiniest sound. Okay. What words did you hear that told about how the fish moves? You might have heard the words wiggling, swerving, racing, flying, tearing around. But they move, even though they're doing all those things, they're so quiet. Do you ever hear a fish when it's swimming around? Not really, unless they fly up out of the water and plop back in. But if they're in the water, you don't really hear them moving, but they move so fast. Yeah. Did you hear any other words about how the fish moves? Good ideas. Now I want you to think back to your animal from yesterday, the animal that you wrote your poem about. How does your animal move? you want to come help me with my animal words chart and my cat poem, we're going to add some ideas about how those animals move. Here's my animal words chart, and it still has the words that we came up with yesterday for what the animals look like. Now I'm going to think about how these animals move. Okay, we had a poem about mice yesterday, and we said that mice have a long tail, pink ears, and white teeth. Now, when I think about how a mice moves, and I think about the poem, she talked a lot about how the mice were running and nibbling and hiding in the house. So I'm going to write running, hiding, and nibbling. Remember, nibbling means taking small bites. Okay. For my snail, we said it was tiny, slimy, and had a round shell. Can you picture a snail in your head? How does it move? Yeah, snails move really slow, and they crawl really slow, and they leave an ooey gooey trail behind them as they go. So I'm going to write slow crawling leaves a trail. Okay. Now I'm going to think about sharks. Yesterday I said that sharks are gray and have sharp teeth. How does a shark move? What does a shark use to move? Do you know what those are called? They're called fins. Sharks use their fins to move, and they swim really fast. What do they use those sharp teeth for? Yep, for biting. So I'm going to write uses fins to swim fast and bites. Okay. Now what about a cat? What does a cat do? How do they move? Sometimes my cats are really excited and they like to run around and scratch, but sometimes they're really calm and they like to just sleep and purr. So they kind of move in two different ways. I'm going to write scratches and runs around. Runs around. And they purr. And they sleep. Okay. I'm going to read you my chart with animal words. When I'm reading, I want you to think about how your animal moves, the animal that you wrote about yesterday. Mice, long tail, pink ears, white teeth, running, hiding, nibbling. Snails, tiny, slimy, round shell, slow, crawling, leaves a trail. Sharks, gray, sharp teeth, uses fins to swim fast, bites. Cats, pink tongue, sharp claws, soft fur, scratches, runs around, purr, sleep. Do you have an idea for how your animal moves? Go ahead and pause the video and write down how your animal moves. While you do that, I'm going to switch to my other poster. Okay. If you need more time for that, you can pause the video. Okay. I'm going to read you what I have so far in my poem. Little pink tongue, sharp claws to scratch, gray, white, orange, or black. I feel the soft fur with my hand. Now I'm going to write about how the cat moves. My notes say scratching, running around, purring, and sleeping. So I'm going to say scratch, scratch, run around, then calm down and purr, purr, purr. Okay. Wow. My poem looks long. Yours doesn't need to be that long. I just have a lot of ideas about cats because I love them so much. Alright. I also, as I was writing it, I remembered that in poems, words can repeat. So I said scratch, scratch, and I said purr, purr, purr. So if you have one word that you really like, you can repeat it a few times. We've heard that in a few of the poems that we've read. Okay. Are you ready to read my poem with me? Let's echo read. My turn. Little pink tongue. Sharp claws to scratch. Gray, white, orange, or black. I feel the soft fur with my hand. Scratch, scratch, run around. Then calm down and purr, purr, purr. Good job! I love my poem about cats. Do you like it? Okay. What are you going to add to your poem about your animal, about how they move? When you're writing your poem today, or adding to the one from yesterday, think about what your animal looks like, what it sounds like, and what it moves like. Remember to send me your poems when they're done. I'm so excited to see all your different poems about your animals. I'll see you tomorrow for some more animal poetry.